Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this month's monthly reset video, goal setting and reflecting for the month of June. And yes, I know, okay, we are already pretty well into June and I'm late, but I figured better late than never. And more importantly, I wanted to just kind of set an example that just because you don't start something on the 1st or the 2nd of the month or the Monday or whatever it may be, doesn't mean that it's too late to set any goals, doesn't mean that your month is a waste. So here I am sitting down almost 10 days into June. We're gonna set some goals and we're gonna reflect on the month of May. Guys, don't forget to let me know in the comments what your goals are for this month so we can hold each other accountable and cheer each other on. I love connecting with you in the comments in that way. If anyone is new here, hello and welcome. My name is Zoe. I live in Montreal, and whether or not you're new, well, I'm happy that you're here. It's a really rainy day today, so it's actually the perfect day to sit inside, have a cup of tea, and just reflect on some of my goals and what do I want to do, feel, achieve, work on for the month of June. Let's start with a little bit of a reflection of the past month or so. So the month of May for me felt very, very long. I don't know if anyone else felt that way, but May was rough. Like, it was a rough month and it just felt like it was never ending. Like, I felt like, oh my gosh, I just felt like that month dragged on. And so many fun things happened, so many great things happened, but I don't know, it just, for me and like in my like spirit, I guess, and mental health wise, it wasn't the best month. When I was thinking about filming this video, I kind of just figured that because I didn't have a good month, I figured I didn't really achieve any of my goals. Kind of forgot what I had said. It was just, I feel like my head was in the clouds, not in a good way this whole month. But last night I pulled up the goals that I had set and I realized I actually kind of achieved some of them. So let's go through the goals. If you guys want a more detailed explanation video of how I've been feeling, I know a lot of you like those kind of videos. I actually just filmed one and I will have it linked down below or up here on the screen so you can hear a little bit more about just like what I mean by not feeling so great and my sort of plan of action to start feeling better. But today is kind of step one in that plan, as well as just like reflecting and moving on and setting some new goals for the month of June. All right, let's grab my computer and I will show you the goals on my Notion as I always do, so you can follow along with my goals for the month of May that just passed. So my first goal was to put $1,000 to my emergency fund. This I did, and I'm so happy and grateful that that got done. The reason why I'm setting $1,000 is because that was kind of my magic number when it came to paying off my student debt and really reducing that debt very quickly. So to me, it's like a very special number. It's a lot of money. So like anytime I'm able to make that happen, I'm so grateful. And for May, it happened. Next goal was to set up the productivity planner, which I have right here. I gave myself a whole month to do it, and guess what? I didn't do it. It was on my desk. I looked at this book every single day and I was like, tomorrow. So clearly giving myself a whole month to do it isn't the vibe. I should have gotten to this right away, and it's something that I still definitely want to do. I have it, I want to use it, but there's like a whole method associated with it. So I need to sit down for like an hour to just read through the beginning and get it all set up. But yeah, an hour in a month and it didn't get done. So we don't get to check that off. The next goal was to finish reading The Untethered Soul. I thought I had it here, but I don't. But I did finish reading that. Once I set it as a goal to finish reading that book, I got really serious, and what I did to finish it actually was every time I started reading it, I told myself I had to finish the chapter. So instead of just reading little bits and pieces here and there, I sat down and I read chapter by chapter, and I actually started reading another book at the same time that was a lot lighter. So when I wanted to just sit down and read quickly, I would read the other book. And when I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish a chapter, I would read The Untethered Soul. And I finished it. I'm really glad that I did. I've had that book since October of like 2020. Was it October 2020? Yeah. I've had that book since October 2020, so I've had it for a very long time, and it feels good to finally finish it. If you are into like spirituality and self-development, I would recommend it. It's a very dry read though, so I think it's a great book. I think it's like a good book to have on your bookshelf, but I wouldn't tell you guys to like rush out and go buy it, because obviously it took me forever to read it, so it wasn't the most like gripping or interesting thing, but I definitely think it's a book that I'm going to go back to and just keep on my bookshelf over the years. Okay. Not again, Zoe, the water goal. Okay, so I told myself that I would drink 2 liters of water a day. I set up this like printable thing. I was certain that it was going to help me. Let me insert a picture right here of how filled out I did for the month of May, how much I filled out my water tracker. Pretty sad, you guys. Now, some days I definitely drank water and it wasn't on the tracker. Some days I forgot to finish the tracker or whatever. But the point being is like, I really suck at drinking water and I don't know what to do to make it better. I've tried doing the fruit. I've tried doing fizzy water. I've tried so many different things and I just don't know what to do. Like, I just don't really like drinking water, I guess. I like how it makes me feel, but if I could have a cup of tea or a glass of water, I'll always go for a cup of tea. Especially now that it's a bit hotter out, I've really been going for like iced tea or iced coffee. So yeah, the water, we don't get to check it off. Next goal was to complete a vlog week for the month of May. Maybe you guys watched that. Yes, it got done. I love doing vlog week. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it again for June. We'll talk about that later, but for May, it was good, it was successful, and I'm so happy. And if you watched it, thank you. 30 workouts in 30 days challenge. So for the month of May, I set myself a challenge to do 30 workouts in 30 days, and I barely scraped by, but I did it. I'm so happy. I have to actually film the closing portion of that video. I filmed like beginning and middle, and I have to film the end. But that will be up on my YouTube channel probably in a couple weeks, so you guys can see like all of the workouts that I did and actually how it was completing that challenge. But it was definitely a big undertaking, a huge challenge, and I'm so proud of myself for finishing that. More doable than I thought. That's all I'll say for now. You guys can watch the video and see like all of the info, but it was great and I'm so happy to check that off right now. And the last goal was to complete a low spend month, to only spend on my prepaid card. That didn't happen. You guys can watch the monthly money video for the month of May if you want to see all of the specifics of my finances. This video was just me like pointing you guys to other videos. But no, if you want to see all of the specifics and you haven't seen the monthly money yet, you can check that out. But I did go over a little bit. My spending was definitely in check. It wasn't too bad. I was able to pay off all of my credit cards, you know, not bringing myself into any debt this month, but I didn't do the low spend month as I wanted. And the reason being for that is I just think it's hard. Like in the summertime, maybe I'm not giving myself a realistic enough budget for the low spend or whatever, but summertime, you want to go out, you want to be with your friends, you want to go have a drink outside, you want to go for a walk and have a coffee. Like, I'm not buying stuff the way I used to, which is great, but I'm still spending money. But I'm spending money in a way that feels so much better than like trying to fill a void with stuff. I'm spending more on experiences, so I don't have any regrets or anything, but I can't check off that goal as being done. And now, let me just talk about this quickly. I don't want to give any impression that like it's not realistic to do a low spend. For me, I just think it's not realistic to do a low spend in the summer. In the winter, I'll lock myself in my house. I won't spend any money, like no problem. But in the summertime, it's much harder. All of the times that I've done low spends or no spends have been in the more winter months, and I've actually had success. So I don't know, that's my observation. So that is a wrap on all of the goals for the month of May. I feel like they were pretty realistic, and I'm not like mad at myself for not achieving anything. I think when it comes to goal setting, you need to try things and also know yourself in terms of what type of goals make you feel good and what type of goals motivate you and what type of goals can kind of make you feel like shit. For example, there's certain types of goals I feel like maybe more financial related, food related sometimes, that I have more of a negative relationship with those types of goals, or maybe just that area in general, where I'll give an example. If I say to myself, Zoe, you're gonna set the goal to eat clean for a whole week. Well, I really love junk food and I really love eating out. And I actually have really bad self-control when it comes to eating. I just like love to eat, and I love to eat everything. So if I were to set myself this goal of like eat clean for a week, and I don't achieve it, I'll kind of feel bad about myself. Whereas if I set a goal that's like set up my planner and I don't do it, I don't feel bad about myself. So I think it's important to, yes, push yourself, but also set goals in a way that are positive, and that you're not setting yourself up for this feeling of, if I don't achieve this, then I suck. I always want to encourage you guys, and encourage myself too, to like stay away from places that can lead to negative self-talk. That's what I spoke about in the like a life update video that I mentioned at the beginning, is like, I suffer so badly from comparison and negative self-talk that like, I don't need to set goals that are gonna lead me more down that path, right? I wanna set goals that make me feel good, and if I don't achieve them, then it's okay. Like if I do, great. If I don't, no problem. Like let's reevaluate. We can reevaluate and see, okay, do I really care about this productivity planner, or I didn't do it, so do I wanna let it go? You don't have to feel bad if you let it go. In this case, I still wanna do it, so I'm gonna set it again. But do you guys see where I'm going with this? Like try and keep your goals positive, because especially if you're doing this every single month, like you don't want these monthly check-ins to be an opportunity to feel bad about yourself or beat yourself up. Like this should be encouraging and motivating, and it should help you feel good, because if it doesn't feel good, you're not gonna do it, and it just creates a vicious cycle. So I wanna encourage you guys to set a positive cycle, okay? All right, I've got my little journal here. Let's talk about my goals for the month of June. Oh, also, I'm drinking an Earl Grey tea right now with homemade cashew milk. Like who the heck am I? I made my own cashew milk. It's pretty good, but I definitely need some improvement. I will share a recipe with you guys in the vlogs and like talk about that journey. But my first goal for the month of June is to focus on wellness. And I just wrote down food, water, movement. So I'm not gonna set any goal like I just mentioned about like eat clean, okay? What does that even mean? I'm also not gonna set this daily water goal, because obviously it's not working out. And I don't feel the need to do another extreme workout challenge. Rather, my goal is to just have this be more of a feeling for the month, and like have this feeling of wellness. So like work out when it feels good, drink water when your body wants it, Zoe. And also just try and make cleaner choices when it comes to food. Specifically relating to food, I've been getting a lot of stomach aches recently, and I think it's because I'm kind of like intolerant to a lot of stuff, but I eat it anyways, and then I get a stomach ache and it can kind of last for days. So I just wanna like move away from those foods that don't make me feel good. And because May was such a tough month for me, I'm not gonna set those concrete goals of like, do this, do that, do that. It's like, let me just have wellness on my mind for the month of June, kind of like as a theme throughout the month. So I don't know how I'm gonna track that, but as usual, I'm gonna put everything into Notion. I will show you guys at the end how it looks, but just to keep this on my mind, remind myself kind of every day, and we'll see how it goes when I check in with you guys next month. The next goal is fun over financial anxiety. Last month, I suffered so badly from financial anxiety, worrying all the time. And when I say to prioritize fun, I don't mean go shopping, go crazy, like dig yourself into debt. I don't mean anything like that. I just mean not spending with a guilty conscience, like not feeling guilty and not coming from a place of lack every time I tap my card, every time I want to buy something. Like make smart choices, but have fun and try and push that financial anxiety out of my mind and really come at things from like a place of abundance. So once again, this is much more of a mindset goal. You guys will see like all of the goals for the month of June are very much more mindset related, but I feel good about that, and that's just kind of the month that I want to have. Now next, this is like a work-related goal, which is to focus on content over finances. I feel like I'm not creating all of the content that I would like to. Just in terms of like, I have some ideas that I want to sit down and film, but maybe they take a little bit longer, maybe they take more planning, et cetera, et cetera. And so what I want to do this month is my copywriting contract has slowed down like tremendously. So rather than fill my time with something that will guaranteed earn me money, I want to focus more on content creation. I want to film those videos that I've had in my mind to film for weeks, if not months, but I haven't like made the time to do it. I want to focus on filming rather than earning money. And like obviously filming can earn me money, but it's more of like a long-term thing rather than like an instant, okay, do copywriting for 3 hours, make $100. I just really want to put the focus into content creation. And if I don't make a ton of money this month or next month or, whatever, like it's okay. And a big reason is my theme for the year that I gave myself. When I was in Florida and I was feeling good and everything was fine, I gave myself this goal and this theme of the year of discovery. And what I meant by that was like, don't worry about your finances. Don't worry about like getting rich or career, blah, 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 like all of those things I used to think about so much when working corporate, and just give yourself a year to see what life can be like as a freelancer and as a content creator. And I've gotten so wrapped up in how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to pay my bills? That financial anxiety that I think making really good content that I love and that I'm proud of has kind of taken a back seat. So for this month and probably for next month as well, I'm just like, let me put this at the forefront. Let me put content creation, making YouTube videos, which is literally my passion and my love. Let me put that first and just try and drive out that financial anxiety. And like, we'll worry about the money later. I'll figure it out. Just really like allow myself to have this chance to create and see what can come of it. That was like so deep. Okay. Next goal is the productivity planner. We're going to do it again. Pretty self-explanatory. And my final goal is to focus on 3 priorities a day. That's it. I spoke about this in my life update video, but something that's been helping me so much is rather than having these crazy long to-do lists that you're not going to complete, but then you still feel bad when you don't do it, have 3 things in a day. And that's it. And just do those 3 things and make yourself proud. Keep promises to yourself. And obviously you can have more to-dos and you can have a brain dump, but don't expect yourself to do more. Just do those 3 important things and every day reprioritize what are the top 3 most important things and just do those every day. I will put an overlay of my agenda and what it looks like. I have the Mind Your Business Planner from Nitsan Raider. I really love this planner, and this really is like perfect for this 3 things because you can have your brain dump at the bottom, but then you can have your 3 priorities at the top. And so what I've been doing is like being really diligent with those 3 priorities. So it will be like film a video, edit a video, do a workout. If I do those 3 things in a day, then I had a great day. And like, maybe it doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot of work to film and edit. And it can take a lot sometimes to get yourself out of the house and go to the gym. So that's kind of the system that I'm going to be working with. And so far it's been making me feel really good. So my goal now is just to make that a daily priority and not slip into that anxiety. So here I'm just showing you how I put everything into Notion. I really like putting everything in Notion so that I can come back and check it off at the end of the month. And what I think is going to be the coolest part is at the end of the year, I can go back in and see the page for every single month and reflect on all of the goals that I set and everything that I achieved, because it's so easy to forget sometimes. And here I had some fun, took out my coloring markers and made just a graphic for each of the goals. And I just thought this was so fun, and I taped it up next to my desk so that every day I'll have this fun and colorful reminder of all of my goals for the month. So I guess you guys can tell maybe that most of my goals this month are really related to feeling calm, feeling good, and pushing away thoughts of anxiety and financial anxiety. And I'm really happy with that. I think it's good to kind of slow down, and for myself especially, and everything that I've been feeling and going through, I need to move away from that like hustle culture of it all. And you know what, if I don't make any fucking money this summer, then I don't make any fucking, like, who cares? Like, you know, I've been so scared of the future, especially as it relates to finances, like literally just having this fear that like I'm not going to be able to afford life, which is crazy. But that's what goes on in my mind. And at the end of the day, we just deserve to be happy and feel fulfilled. And so much of our anxiety is not real. It's an anxious voice, and it's not like the things we're worried about aren't real. So I hope, sorry, I'm getting carried away. I hope that my goals for the month of June can just help me feel better, help me feel more relaxed and at peace. And I hope that this video can serve as a reminder for you guys that not every month needs to be perfect. Not every month needs to be like so driven. If you start late, better late than never, and just do your best. That's like all you can do is do your best. And that's that. So I will put up on the screen right now the full picture of what my goals look like in Notion. I love using Notion so much. So we will check in next month and see how it goes. Let me know in the comments what your goals are for the month of June. I love hearing about it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.